Even though the PlayStation 5 Pro was met with a little bit of skepticism and some negativity online, we have to keep in mind that the people that are online is the vocal minority, and the PlayStation 5 Pro could still be a unresounding success. And again, this is something that I feel as somewhat of an Xbox fan. I'm more of an Xbox fan for sure than a fan of just anything else. I'm just definitely a Xbox fan. I like PlayStation. I don't necessarily have anything anything specifically negative to say about PlayStation. Like, I think that there's been in the past where they've really kind of had lackluster first-party support, and that has kind of got on my nerves, just like with Xbox, right? Lackluster first-party support, yep, that's annoying, that's frustrating, but this is very, very good news, and I feel like this is exactly the type of stuff that we could see realistically push PlayStation to go even further than what they're already at right now. So yeah, nice to see this. A lot of people starting to come around for the whole reason behind the PlayStation 5 Pro. So this should be a fun video. I'm very excited to get into it. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with yet another fun video. Please smash that like button and maybe even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Share it out. Tell your friends, your family, tell everybody that you're watching Crap Gamer Reviews, and he's got daily gaming content. And what's even better than daily gaming content is the fact that us gamers are always getting news and things like that. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is just going to be interesting, I'm sure, all around. So I'm very excited about the PlayStation 5 Pro, and obviously I'm sure that there's some people that watch my videos that are also equally as excited, maybe even more excited. But this, I thought, was super interesting, and more of why the Pro is needed. And when you look at it, okay, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, for instance, apparently, doesn't run great on the standard PS5. It just doesn't. So anyway, a new video demonstrates how the upcoming PlayStation 5 Pro gives a massive upgrade to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The second entry in the Final Fantasy VII Remake saga is already a visually impressive game on the PS5, with detailed characters and environments, smooth animations, and striking particle effects during battles. However, there were some issues with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's performance mode at launch, with players reporting lower quality textures and some blurry resolutions. Still, many games have praised Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for its visuals, making it an interesting test for Sony's upcoming console. After almost a year of rumors and speculation, the PS5 Pro was finally confirmed earlier this month, with a release date set for November 7th. The news hasn't been without controversy, especially towards the PS5 Pro's price tag and lack of built-in physical disk drive, but some fans are still interested in seeing how the new system's faster GPU and AI-driven upscale will be able to enhance things and the graphics on existing PS5 titles, which obviously a lot of us are kind of wondering that as well. The tech-based YouTube channel Digital Foundry compared footage of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on the PS5 Pro with the game's standard PS5 visual settings, and the results are quite striking. Now, this is what people are talking about. This is what people wanted to see when it comes to this stuff, and again, I find it to be very interesting that we got what we got with the PS5 Pro. Yes, we could have seen, and we probably should have seen, better comparisons right out of the gate. But, again, one of these things that happens is kind of hindsight, and you got to look at things in sort of a hindsight situation. So, I like the fact that video games is in such a weird place right now, and I hope that there's even more shakeups, right? I know that people might look at me and go, "Oh, you want more shakeups?" Yes, more shakeups, because they got too complacent. You got all these companies worried about things that just really don't matter, and no need to go down that rabbit hole completely again. But anyway, so the results are great. Much clearer graphics and allow the viewer to notice smaller details in characters like Barrett and Tifa when measured against the PS5 60 FPS mode. The ghosting issues that plague Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on the PS5 are largely gone, and the visuals are much crisper, even during frantic combat. So there's that to kind of look into as well. Now, Digital Foundry then compares Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's Pro visuals with those rendered in graphics mode, which actually focuses on sharper near 4K resolutions at the cost of dropping the frame rate to 32 frames per second. The difference between the two isn't as pronounced as the performance mode comparison, but there's some notable points like the reflections on in-game surfaces, like water looking slightly better on the Pro. Detailed like skin texture or fur are rendered with improved sharpness, though Tifa's hair seems to have some odd shimmering effect to it as well. But yeah, again, like people were at the point where we want to start to see the differences that are available there. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the thing that I think a lot of us are kind of looking at and going, it's kind of crazy that they want to charge all this money for this, and they didn't really do a great job of showcasing why we should upgrade. So, I think this really kind of helps out and helps us all to understand at least a little bit better as to why, it would be a smart move to kind of upgrade and try to get what we can from it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that I would kind of point at and point to just as a fan myself. And, when you do see stuff like this kind of come up, it does do a much better job of selling you on a Pro. And of course, it's not going to sell everyone on a Pro, because I don't think the Pro is for everyone. And listen, I'm not sure if the Pro is going to work out the way that Sony wanted it to work out. I mean, that's a possibility, but I still think that, it could do decently well. It's like, this is a little bit different situation. Like last time, the more interesting thing to me was the PS4 Pro wasn't like as big of an upgrade, but it was still the same price as a like regular one, right? So when we did have that, it was just a situation where us gamers are kind of looking at these things and just kind of going, okay, this is pretty cool. But anyway, this is a much more significant leap, but it's so much more expensive, so I can understand the trepidation that some fans are having. Now, Digital Foundry believes that the Pro offers greatly improved visuals in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in comparison to the standard's PS5 performance and graphics mode. The frame rate drops that crop up in the base game are largely absent from the PS5 Pro version, even though the issues some have with in-game foliage and lighting remain. Despite this, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth seems to have gotten a major upgrade on PS5, taking what was already a visual treat and making it look even more spectacular. So yeah, like this thing is kind of like going all out, and that's a really good thing in my opinion. You want these things to kind of go all out and be spectacular looking and impress people. I think that's what people are kind of looking at and saying, okay, well, how can we get people on board with us? And there you go. You know what I mean? Like that's to be completely honest with it. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, for me, I've seen quite a lot that showcases what the PlayStation 5 Pro can do, and that's exactly kind of what I'm looking for as a fan of gaming. Like I want to see this thing be able to do more and be able to be just an amazing platform for people to kind of jump at, and that's what Sony needs, and I think not just Sony, but in general, that's what us gamers need right now, right? We need games to kind of be the forefront and the people to kind of talk about how great these games are and things like that. I hope that we can get a situation where things kind of can change and gamers can kind of maybe come together a little bit, but I'm not holding my breath. Like honestly, like I just, the way things are kind of going right now, I'm just not sure exactly what, when, or if that could happen. But again, I'm expecting some fans to kind of really rock out with the PS5 Pro. While I don't know if it'll be as popular as the PS4 Pro, I still look at it and I think, hey, this thing's going to do pretty well. How do you guys feel, though? Are you guys interested in the PS5 Pro? Is this something that you guys are going to, be excited for? I'm honestly just very curious, because at the end of the day, us fans are kind of in this weird situation where, we can't always see the differences that are up on screen. So, I don't know. It's going to be fun to see how this kind of tracks and how it does. With that being said, please like the video, share it out, subscribe if you haven't already done so for daily gaming content, and I'll catch you next time. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, crap gamer out.